Hello, this is the branch vlog for 0.2.3.6, the one you see to your right with the list I've got. It's been a few weeks, so I'm a little bit out of practice, so bear with me. But usual thing, I highlight what I'm talking about, so it's easier for me to timestamp it. I will then discuss it, and then as long as I keep it all together and in sync, I'll just keep on going like that all the way through. So let's begin. I already had to pause it and clear my throat, so it's not starting off well. This branch was to look at what we see here. Um, right. So currently we have all the prologue levels done. The long ones are like hallways, corridors, by the way, and like stairs. So all the prologue levels done, and all of the Act 1 levels done, which you remember a couple of branches back we did the Act 1 levels. Issue is we need all the Act 2, Act 2 and Act 3, and Act 3 levels, just specifically Act 3 levels. So this branch focuses on new static meshes, so new levels. So what that means is, you see there's a communication tower here in Act 1, and then there's a communication tower in Act 2 and Act 3. Nothing, we've already got static mesh from Act 1, so that hasn't been done, because what I'll be doing for Act 2 and Act 3 is I'll just change the diffuse and normal map. So I change the paint, I change the texture, but the level will be the same. So that's why you will notice that some of the Act 2 and Act 3 levels aren't represented in this branch. It's because we're looking for unique static mesh levels, ones that haven't been done before. So rather than go through this, which is just a big wall, the branch previous, I created this one. So let me try and do full screen. You can see some of them are just a bit ridiculous. They're like, well, not ridiculous, but really basic. Really basic ideas, nothing true version 1 quick sketches with a quick colour sort of map put in, just so I know, oh, I know what the floor colour is, I know what the wall colour is, the ceiling colour, for example, things like that. Key features like, oh, that should be a window, oh, that should be there, oh, I'll probably put the lights here. Things like that as I go through it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as reference, as well as what you see on your far right, which is here, which I realize I already started highlighting it. So let me begin. I've got 1,000 windows open. I'll get through these quick, but not too quick. But there is a lot. So let's do it. Okay, so hangar. Unlike the current levels where they're all wired up and we've got it all nice and neat, wired up following this sort of structure where all the hallways are connected. These are just static meshes. They are just individual pieces. So if I go to Hanger, I go to Blender, static mesh currently just looks like this. If I go to Alt and 3 to unlit and Alt and 4 to put the light back, you see nothing fantastical. I haven't even started highlighting it. I've already failed. Right. Nothing fantastical. Just a basic static mesh. You might be thinking, Nick, what about the doors? What about the hanger? What about all this sort of stuff? What about the items? Items get dropped in, like placement. I see that as like the next stage. This is just building the shell. Doors get placed And again, like I build the static mesh, I, I place the doors, I place the weld items, I wire up the doors to the other levels, and then there you go. Then you've got like your Resident Evil, classic Resident Evil style. You open a door, you go through. You go to essentially just loading up other levels. So that's the hangar. We have the. I'm going to end up pressing the wrong button because I have to jump between so many different things. But we have the onboarding to Veronica. Uh, the Veronica's a ship, so that's within the hangar. The onboarding is actually a step before it, but we'll follow the text rather than follow the pictures, just so it makes sense. We have onboarding to Veronica, which is this one, this one. It looks like this, which is this. And don't worry about that, this bottom plane. I discovered that Unreal puts it in when you import static meshes, like a dot FBX through like Blender, or I think 3ds Max can do FBX as well. So it's just so you understand what it looks like, but it is just this. You see here we have no roof, that's fine. We don't have roofs in any of the levels, it's unnecessary. Also messes with perspective if you change the camera angle. So no roofs. We have no fronts, which again is unnecessary. But this time we have no left and we have no right. That's because you will start here, and on some of the levels, only some of the levels, like the currently the ventilation shaft, you start at the left, you walk, and then you hit a point when to the far right of the ventilation shaft, and it'll load up the next level. So not like you having to press E to go through a door. You are literally you just walk to the end of the level, and it puts you into the next bit. A bit like classic sort of click and point adventure games, or just like I guess you'd say like classic 2.5D adventure games where you just keep walking, you don't keep on going in and out of doors to load up levels. So that's the airlock bit, which I won't talk about yet because it's further down. And then that you walk through, and after the onboarding, you reach the dormitory element, which again, you see similar sort of pattern. If I go on this, see here. So you just move from left to right. So you've gone from onboarding and then you walked into the dormitory bit. You then keep on going right and you will go to the medical bay. So nothing like just, again, it's just a shell. It's just a shell as you can imagine. It's just a shell like here. Now you can probably understand why I wanted to do an initial color map of the wall and the floor, because then when I do the texture map, when I do the diffuse maps, I drop this, not that, I drop it, and then press X to get like, because you can do two colors at once, and then I can bounce between white and we've got dark. That's a terrible brush thing. Obviously, I'm not doing it like that. I'm using like G to just do fills like that. But that is why I've got the color. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I realised why I set my headset to be 60 minutes without turning off, because it doesn't count this, what we're doing right now, as using the headset. So yeah, it disconnected. What I was saying was just about the colours. So that's why I've done the floor and on the on the wall. So then I can eyedrop it, reference it, and then just do a quick match, quick version 1 match. So that's the medical bay. We have the hangar, which is hold space and drag it, is there, and in here it is should be, what do I call it? Airlock. Hanger. 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 like that. So kind of similar. Um, realize I've named it the wrong way around. That's the proper way to name it. That, and I'd say the text on GitHub is wrong. I'd rather name it this way. But that's that one. You can see I tweaked the colours a little bit, but nothing special. I will need to. Oh no, 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 no. I thought about cutting off the walls, but no, because you wouldn't walk into an airlock. There need to be doors. Like you see here, there's doors here. So what I'm going to do is, when you're playing the game orthographic, you won't see the wall. It'll look like that. You won't see the wall. But when you go to perspective, you can see the wall. So I was thinking if people move to perspective, they'd see the airlock door we've got here. That would be there, and then one there. Something like that. We'll figure it out. Next, we've got the central dorms, which some of these weren't too bad to do. I bet I've done them out of sync. I bet I have here. It's that one. Red. So, let me go to central dorms. There. Again, floor definitely needs fixing. A proper quick job. Nothing special. Nothing special at all. Just a very quick get it up and running, get something up and running. I'll go through these a little bit quicker unless there's anything special. Storeroom 2 is this one. I probably picked a bad colour. After I did the colour scheme, I was like, at that point, I was like, I need new colours. I need like, can't just keep on using grey, like a grey scale. So we'll tweak it. That's that one. We have Central Guard Post, which is this one. They all do serve a purpose, though they, granted, just look like shells to the unseen, to the unknowing, because yeah, they are just shells for now, but there is story attached to them. Dark because I need to double check the normal map, but you see we just got the generic shell. So that's central. We've got Cafeteria 2. Cafeteria 2 is this one, and it looks like that. I might tweak the windows to be a little bit bigger, but apart from that, it's fine. The medical bay, it is medical bay, is it medical bay 1? Let me just double check. It's medical bay 1, yeah. I think. Let me double check. I'll know when I see it. It's this one. So we've got medical bay 2, even though it's just called just called it medical bay, which is not. Oh no, is it? Is it? Is it? Let me just think. Ah, oh, silly me. You know, if it's 50-50, I picked the wrong freaking one. It is medical bay 1. Sorry, I thought I already did the medical bay. So, there you go. Actually, you can kind of see a bit better what I'm going for. You see, I just wanted to play around with it. So there we go. Medical bay 1. It's main lab. Main lab now. Right, so main lab. Main lab is that one and this one. Nothing special. Lift will be used a few times, but because there's like different floors, but in essence there is only one lift. And there is only like one true static mesh. Just might need to tweak the textures, maybe just have like a flip book or something to change the colours for when we're on a different floor. Right, main left. So yeah, gonna play around with the reflection textures. I'll see what's the best way to do it. But that's that one. R&D. I knew I'd pressed the wrong button. I've got to click on so many different things. Right. R&D was interesting because you see it's one of the first levels where there's almost a level in a level, but not just a door, but an actual level in a level. So a couple of them you might have saw as I just scrolled past it. Then on the left, there's another one that does something similar. So R&D. There you go. So it looks like that. And then there's this. Then that is a separate texture. And then that is enough space for a door to go there. And then I'm going to still have the animation go as if you transition to get into the room. But I'll come up with something clever. So you'll be walking around in the room, but you'll almost be looking at it like from this angle when it loads up. Like that. A bit like Pokemon. Um, when you walk, there's like the hidden items, but it's like there's a certain perspective, like an orthographic sort of perspective to the game. So your character can walk behind things, and your character's invisible but still moving around. That sort of logic, where they're in that you can't see them, but they could move around. So that's R&D. Hallway level 4. Okay, hallway level 4 is a big one. You will see it's got a wall to the left, but it's not got a wall to the right. The wall, that's because there will be stairs here. So let me just figure out which one I'm done. It's not that one. It's not that one. It is. I can't remember. Let me look at the map. 4. Right, it's R&D. So, right, this makes sense now. So what we have, lift. You see there on that bit? Lift here, R&D there, outside, downstairs. There we go. So that's where that one comes in. Now you probably understand why it's taken me so long. It's trying to visualize it all from squares. Let's do 3. 3 is the one that has a blockade, I believe. Yep. So you see there's a middle blockade, and then there's that. So what this is in this one, left side, right side. This is both. This is here. Let me just drag it so you can see properly. This is level 3, so storeroom, central guard post, cafeteria 2, permanent blockade, lift 3, but you can't access it, the blockade, and then the antagonist's bedroom. And that's why there is that blockade there, and that's why it's the stairs going to it for the other rooms there, where these spaces are, and then that will be. Oh, I've done it too small now. Maybe I'll put a wall on there. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll have it just opens up in the antagonist room because there's like a secret door. I won't spoil it, but it's like there's a backup way out. we'll see. I might need to just cap that off, like put a sidewall on it. But that's 3. We have 1. 1 is this one, so quite small. 1 in references. There is no drawing of it. I realised I needed extra hallways. 1 is it this one? Let me think. It's not there. It's this one. So you see there's lift, there's level 1. So I might need to tweak that actually. But the lift will be there. And then you have the side lab. And then you have the testing room. I've realized I don't have little squares for the rooms. They just look like hallways. And it's just for visual purposes. But yeah, so that's that level 1. Originally, I was going to do it so you could pass through. And originally set it up so there's a blockade here. But I've decided not to do a blockade. And in fact, am I showing you the wrong bit? I am. Ignore me. I'm being completely crazy. Retract exactly what I said. These are separate levels. These are not hallways. Lift 1 opens up into the side lab. Right. This level 1 is this side of the level 1. It's the opposite side. So not the side with the side lab. Side with the second medical bay. So down the stairs. That's the wall. Medical bay here. Medical bay 2. Which is there. Sorry about that. The hallways head scratcher sometimes. That leads us to Medical Bay 2, which is this, which is also this. So we have the door in and you have the lift. I always refer to this lift as Resident Evil 1. The hallway where you meet the first zombie with Kenneth. On the far side of that hallway, there's a double door, and that double door doesn't open. And the double door connects to like a lift. And later on, I think you need like the armor key or the helmet key or something, but it's far later on. It opens up another way to get back into the mansion. I always kind of see this, which will be placed here, as like that. Like it won't be open, it won't be green, it won't be ready. And then it'll open up to the another way into the antagonist's bedroom, which you see is here, that lift. So that's what I'm going for. That's always what I think about ever since I first started thinking of this stage of the story. I had this in my head. So that's that one. I need to get through these quicker. It's going to take forever. Test dorms. Right, let's do it quick. Testing subjects. Dorms. This. There we go. Quick writing. But you see, similar. Alpha, Beta, Charlie, Delta, Echo, and Fox. These relate to these originally like subject alpha and all that stuff. But you see the color scheme, you see everything. I might change the color scheme on the inside. I'll have to tweak the diffuse map. One of them will be broken. You will be able to access it like the space for a door for each one of them, just like that. So that's that one. Side lab. Side lab is this one. Nothing special, just like side lab in the game. Side lab is this one. So that's side lab. Testing room, which is different to the other one I was talking about. Testing room is this. Again, you can see there's three separate different testing room bits. I'll stop moving so much. This is this test room. You can understand what's going on now. I don't know if I did a task for it, but I also have the testing chamber, which is inside the test room, like that. But I don't know if that's needed actually, if I just get it to, load up, like I said, with the R&D way into the separate section over there, into these bits. We've got staff room, which is this one with terrible rough drawings. Let's close these down so we get some space. Got staff room. Again, just color scheme. Just wanted the color scheme right. Supply depot is that one. So there you go. We have bridge interior. This is another one of these like technical challenges which is different to the others. So bridge interior, fine. As you can imagine, we've got stairs up and got a wall. So this relates to this section. So actually it's not stairs up, is it? It's stairs up and down. So stairs up and down. We have a blockade in the middle. And then we have that there, which there'll be an airlock. So there's like ladders to an airlock section around here. There'll be a central command bit and the chief's room here. So that's what we're looking at right now. That is the interior. The exterior, which I will plug in with a background, again, very basic. If you want to understand what I did, I got the interior, I mirrored it. So this is the interior, what you just saw, but from the outside. As you can see, there's a blockade there, so you'll have to come out of this little airlock section here, and you have to walk along the top of the ship. And then there's the other section of the airlock here, which is that bit, and then you come down, and then that's where I said like the ladders in the interior. So that's that one. We have the bridge, which I originally missed off on the drawings. I definitely made it. Command center. Have I never imported it? Oh, right, one second. I don't think I've ever imported it. I think I've made it and not imported it. Give me a sec. I should really do it descending. Bridge. I bet you've seen it before I have, but I'm blind. The bridge. Oh, is it the bridge? Of course I'd do it to myself. The bridge. So, looks like that. I can't believe I've done that to myself. The bridge is there. It's a new one. I had to make new space. So if you watch the last branch where I talk about all the drawings I've done, this one won't be in it. The command center, which is... I'm going to stop dragging it so much. This one, see the little radios there and the little map there of the thing, of the ship. I won't spoil too much, but that's the command center. So the radios, you need them for a part of the story, and also the map is useful to the story. The map makes you realize something, but yeah, that's all I'm saying. And we have the chief's bedroom, looks like that, and on this one, not that one. Where have you gone? this one, so that's the chief's bedroom. We have the hidden lab is this one, just tiny, nothing special. And that one is this. That's roughly what it's going to look like. Antagonist bedroom, it's that red one you see right there. There you go, looks like that. With that's the other side to the left. I might make it a bit hidden, but maybe not. Maybe a bit too on the nose, a bit too cliche if I make it hidden. We have the engine room. This definitely needs a retexturing. Just coming up with a bit of a just trying ideas out. So engine room is this one. See where I've kind of taken the lines. There's a bit of an issue with Blender. I just need to double check what I've done there. I've done something weird because the other side doesn't have it. You see, it's not completely aligned, but it is connected on that side. Yeah, I need to understand how it's going to look with orthographic and perspective mode, but a good version 1, enough to be able to plug in to the game when I'm doing the skeleton of the level structure. We have the Evac pod. Evac pod is this one. Right, I think we're going a bit quicker now. I don't want to waste your time. So, just like that. Nothing special. Crash site. Right, Mercury stuff. Here we go. Finally got to do a bit of, planetary stuff rather than just how to describe it. Just walls, squared walls. The best way to describe these, I can show you some of them, but what I'll do is I'll show the test levels because I had to kind of do the shape. So we have Mercury, not interior. Is it landing? Ah, yeah. So I was playing around with this. The best way to do it. Let me see. So it's nothing special. That's what it looks like. Which, if I find the example, I don't have enough screen. Do I? I clearly don't have enough screen. It looks like that. That's kind of what I'm going for. But it doesn't play quite right yet. And I'm not sure if I'm going to make it like you walk forward with your character like that. That's why I've got a front. Or you look like this. I'll play it, but it won't look right. So if I go to perspective, you see, like orthographic, just not having it. So I'm thinking when you go on Mercury, when you do the cave levels, I might enforce it to be perspective, which is this. But there you go. And then that's like your way down to the next bit. You see in the far corner, that's the cave. And then you don't do this, but this is essentially how you'll get to then like the crash site, and then that. But it'll be like loading transitions. It won't just be you jump off the side and go surprise. Orthographic looks terrible, but perspective looks alright. Not bad for a firstie. So there, that's the cave. That's the crash site you walk through, and that's the little bit, that little divot. I said you can little dent. I said you kind of jump down. So this bit. So that's that. You can see it's tasty, isn't it? It's a bit different, a bit exciting. Certainly when you've been living on the ship the whole game. We have surface. Surface is. Oh, if my brain wants to work, it's not summit. It's not midway. It is. I haven't done surface because surface is just this section. It'll just be walking across. Surface is where I've made the ship, but the ship will be there crashed, like you see here. So surface, I have the items, I have the static meshes, I haven't made the level. I will repurpose the static meshes from this one. So that's surface. We have cave entrance. Okay. So cave entrance. Again, like I said, you saw it all the way over there. Now it's here. Doesn't look quite right playing it, but you can kind of see what I'm going for, and then it'll load up. I'll change the run animation at some point. It'll load up when you get to this bit. Fall through. So that's cave entrance. I have missed a bit, so let me keep on holding the cave entrance and let me show you something else. So we've got the cave interior. So that where you just saw me come from the cave, I realised I haven't showed you it. That's where you're walking across, I said, for the surface. That's the cave entrance drawing. This is what I'm showing you now, the entrance. So, like that. I might need to lower the ceilings. I'll have the light shine through properly. And then there'll be like a way to rappel down. So that's that cave entrance. That then leads you to the field lab, which is this bit. Looks like that. So field lab. Let's just go back to the static meshes now. Field lab looks like that. The text, the wall and the ceiling, they're too similarly coloured, aren't they? But you can see where it is. Like that's where you kind of fall down. You walk to here. Similar sort of thing where we have you walk to the next level in the cave, make it a bit more organic. It wouldn't be there wouldn't be doors, would they, in a cave? It'd be a bit odd. So we've got the midway, which is here. Do I have midway down? Sure, I wrote midway down. Maybe I didn't. But anyway, let me follow this so it's not out of sync. Right, the medical lab is similar to the field lab. It's just a smaller version like that. You see that with like holes in. Need to tidy it up. But rough shape. We have the data center. Yes, there's a data center in Mercury. It's covered in water. So that's the midway, which I haven't shown you yet. And then you come down here, and that's the data center section. And this is where it'll be. Like that's the shape of it. So that's that. As you can see, when you go to the levels and you go to the next level, it will save a portion of the previous level, just so there's like, you can see like a logical connection to it. I do have midway down right at the bottom, so I'll show you the midway one then. We have the command center, which is this one. You'll notice it's covered in dust, so that's why, like dust and snow, but dust, so it's, you know, evidence it hasn't been used in a while. Nothing special, nothing special. I haven't even textured it. I haven't even colored it properly, actually, have I? I've used the same texture to just do these now. Cave exterior. Haven't done the spaceship yet. Haven't even done the texture perfectly, but you will. You'll see it. It looks about right. We don't need that now. That descent is actually field lab. I changed its name, so don't worry about that. We haven't missed anything. I said it was. What did I call it? Exterior. It's that one. So it looks like that. So texture is not. It's the same texture from outside. That's why it looks crazy, because I haven't done a proper texture job. I just used the original. Looks like that. You see where that's where the ladders go. We have the summit, which is here, which looks like that, and that is this bit. So you see it's the top of the cave, and that's the summit. End of the game. We have the spaceship Dormitory. These are real easy. You know, we've already got one, we've already built it for the Veronica. Just pinched it, pinched it. Just, don't have the onboarding for it. Maybe I don't. Thought I did do. Anyway, maybe I haven't done it. Am I missing something? Have I selected something I shouldn't have? Oh, I think I've renamed them. One sec, it's the redirectors, isn't it? Let's tidy this up. I need to do redirectors. So that's Veronica. Right, yeah, because I call it cave midship, cave spaceship, and I was like, wait a minute, it's not cave anymore. So these I redirect to folders so that they will disappear once I update the redirectors. This is what we need. So, just green, just like that. See, it's just the same. Cockpit. There, like that. Unlike the others where you see you're going sideways through the levels, this is one of the levels where you actually are going forward. You will load up facing front, just like you will here. So, a bit of a perspective change, mix it up a bit. Yeah. We have Mercury Spacecraft Bay level. I don't know what that is. That's a historic one. But what I was going to show is the dormitory one, which is already shown it. Oh no, I've shown it out of order, haven't I? I've shown you the wrong one. But that's dormitory one. Apologies for that. This bit there's loads. I've lost a bit track then. Crash site Evac pod level. So I've actually already showed you this one. It is this, but this will be the crash site bit. I've called it crash site twice because there's an evac pod which will be, you'll start on Mercury inside here and you'll need to exit it. But again, like I said, I was only creating brand new static meshes. This would just be a retexture of the Act 2's the earlier part of Act 3's static mesh. So that's why there's no separate static mesh for it. It's just it would be a texture change, and I just need to dump something here, just like I need to dump the spaceship there. Evac airlock level. Yeah, I haven't showed you that yet, have I? So we've got evac pods. Bigger version of that one. It's this. So the spaces for the different airlock elements. Again, kept the walls because you'll be entering it and exiting it. We have hangar, already done it. It's just that was a really old historic. That's from a while ago, you can tell by the number. We've got cockpit for the Veronica, but I thought I already showed you that. Maybe I haven't shown you it. Anyway. No, I haven't actually. There you go. So it just looks like that, which is that. Expand hallway for new levels. Yeah, a bit different. I was just playing around with something. It's not finished yet, but if I go to Act 1, hallway lower. There you go. Previously, that was kind of the end of it. There was just nothing else. And it was just, that's how you get up. Oh, that's the lower part of hallway 1. Now, there's an extra bit which goes on here, which the best way to describe it is That's the stairs going up bit, but I hadn't done this section onwards. This, the up and down stairs, is the up and down stairs here, you see. Hopefully you're really starting to see how it all kind of comes together now. And then that destroyed central dorms. I was thinking about maybe making these stairs smaller and having a middle section where you can go straight. Or I might simplify it and put central dorms down here in like a door on like what you call it, the lower hallway, lower level. Or ground floor. And then that's why there's levels there, halfway there. So that's that. Test cubicle. I've already showed you that, haven't I? I've showed you how to sync. Apologies. It's the testing room one. Oh no, no. Sorry, ignore me. I've shown you these, and I've shown you them. I haven't showed you. Or have I? Let me double check. Maybe I have. I have. Ignore me. Too many things. So that's that. Ground floor. Which is, I just showed you the texture, the stairs, where I said down and I said the lower, hallway lower. That's that. And it closes on the right. That's because it is, and it opens on the left. That's because it's down here, down there, and then lift. And the lift is here. So that's why that one ends there. And the very last one, Midway. Midway, I realised I didn't have it. I have a little jump bit here. So if you get it wrong, you die. Adding a bit of platformer danger to it. I will sort out the redirectors after this, but we have the Midway. Again, so the first bit will be that section, and then down here, that's then the data center, and then we have here, and then that goes to the medical bay. And that is it, everyone. If you want to see what it looks like totally, it looks like that. Close that down. Don't save. Oh, that was a lot to show you in one go. So, what now? What next? Right, what next? I'm now working on the Bug Buster branch, which, to give a bit of background, I really did enjoy doing the static meshes because you look before I did like drawings and sketches and a bit of music, static meshes, but before that it was just code, 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 items, items, code, code, code. Really wanted to mix it up a bit, not just do loads of code. Now, done all that stuff, I am well and truly ready to get back into Unreal, looking at the functionality, looking at, good old stuff, like things like this. Oh yeah, so that's gonna be nice. Bug Buster, I have a list of bugs. If I do this and I go to tasks, and I go to, I guess I could just type in bug. Open. So you see I've got a list of open bugs. So I've got a nice little list that's caught up again, so I can work through that. After that, multi-directional sequences. Last time I'll say it. Octopath Traveler, their 2.5D style, they use multi-directional sequences. I want to pinch the idea to have the character move around and make it more streamlined with the protagonist movement, so your character's movement. And then we're just upgrading the textures for everything, the animations for everything, creating the Act 2 items, Act 3 items, things you saw in that Photoshop, which we haven't got done yet, we just had the shell. Migrate everything necessary from input action to play controller, which is funny because this is the thing I've loaded up, and you can see it's already started to migrate over like radio pager and communication. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth when you're doing questions, and like numbers as well for like calculators and stuff. Migrate the widgets to the main one. New music, puzzles, breathe life into the game. So start thinking of the events, um, character patrols, character animations. They can trigger like certain types of like maybe they have like an idle animation that brings a bit of life to it, rather than just stood there. Upgrade animation blueprint, AI Sense 3.0, so potentially like team, like maybe a slicker prediction sense, streamline that, and then after this, well, April 2026, 1st of April 2026, so next year, next April, will be the start of year 4, and that after this, we're talking quests, we're talking events, we're talking let's get creating the story. And that's where we're at. That's everything. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you much sooner than it's been between this one and that one. Right, see you later.